Oh, fuck, I just hurt my knee. I took a whack at football. Hello,
Did
welcome
you? Hello.
to the podcast
Bud.
with the boys.
The lads, hello.
How are you feeling, Michael?
Me? Oh Jesus, I am truly and utterly exhausted. I'm a boiled shite.
Yes, from what you've told me of your dad, you came in today with a real your dad vibe.
Oh yeah, I've just.
I don't know if that's an unkind thing of me to say, but you walked
It
through
is
the.
an unkind thing of you to say. It's a rotten thing to have you to say.
You walked through the door of my house and went, "Oh Jesus!"
Yeah, I did. And the funny thing is that I am going to manifest, and I will be coming. But what he would do, you would feel there's a thick atmosphere to his presence, and he would kind of sing this song. He was like a siren, but just for misery. Like, so he would kind of like. That's right. So you would just feel this thick misery coming around the corner, and you would feel it on your face before he even arrived. And,
like a dementor coming down, like the window starts to frost over.
That's
and
right.
You can see your breath.
Yeah.
And you just,
That's right. But I do it. I have only noticed in myself. Like I do similar things to him in that, like, you know, and it's what we used to call poor mouthing, and it's what
from Flann O'Brien.
Flann probably said it, you know. But
He had a book called The Poor Mouth, but I haven't read it.
Right, so my father would do a thing called poor mouthing, which is like that. He would tell everyone we were growing up that we were doing terrible and that we were really poor, and we were living on the door of a place called the Poor House.
Yeah.
Which is literally an institution that would have been in place during like the famine.
They should rename that
The what?
The Poor House.
Well, it doesn't exist. This is all in his...
No, but it did during the famine.
Huh?
It did during the famine, didn't it?
Did, yeah.
And it was called, there was a sign on the door that said the Poor House.
Yeah, and it was
That's not very motivational for the people walking into that building.
No.
Just be like, they're down on your lug shack.
But sure, like... yeah, the hard knock shack. The fucking,
Just be like, it'll get better, Peninsula.
but there was a shame to it, to the Poor House, and to go in there. But my father, which is an Irish thing, is just like instead of this aspirational thing of where you pretend to be richer than you are, it's like just tell everyone that you're in this shit and you're covered in couch and life is terrible and you're doing bad. And
do we need to destigmatize wealth?
In Ireland?
Yeah.
Probably, but then, and I think I've touched on this before, like the results are in. The one rich part in Ireland, like consistently rich part, Dublin 4, it's an absolute cunt factory.
It's a cunt factory.
Yeah, it's a cunt factory. It's an assembly line for, I'm talking 100% pure Colombian cunts, you know? Like, it's like...
From D4.
Yeah.
My granny's from D4. I take some level of offence to this.
I can only tell you from my experience, as you said that, your granny is a cunt. Your granny's a massive... horrible lady, and you've got some cunt in you, in your DNA, and I don't think that was up for debate anyway.
I'm 1/4 cunt.
Honestly, this explains a bit about you. This family tree thing, things are being illuminated for us right now.
If you get the 23 in me, I'm 25%.
You're 25% cunt. 100%, which will make you very likely to be selected for the Leinster rugby team. But like, they look at you, and if you don't have a high percentage of cunt, you will not be selected for that.
Yeah, the
team.
Black Rock Boys.
Black Rock Boys, good lord, they are just like if you just sniff them, like, you're huffing cunt, you know, like,
It
that's
smells like one of Gwyneth Paltrow's candles.
That's absolutely right. Yes, it does.
100% bona fide cunt.
That's right. But
it's a goop factory. That's Dublin 4.
it fucking is, lad. Good God.
I also like the fact that I swear like the South only got like postcodes fairly recently, or maybe still doesn't quite like have postcodes, other than Dublin, which has like the D4 and whatever.
What we have now is these things called air codes, which are these like weird fucking like letter numbers. Like, do you know the way like serial killers send those letters? With, like,
you
all
have
the
to cut them out from different magazines.
That's right. And it's so, and now we've got them. You can't get anything without telling. Like, you
This
know.
is such an Irish thing to be like, sure, why would anyone want to know where I live?
Well, that's right. Don't be nosy. Do you know what I mean?
Sure, if you need to send me a letter, you'll know the name and you'll know the town, and the postman knows me.
But lad, it's actually right, because my address at home is Greenridge, Kilkenny. That's where I live.
Fucking wild.
Yeah, that's where I
And as
live.
long as it has the Rice name on it, it'll get
That's
to you.
right.
That's our new PO box for the podcast. If you'd like to send any gifts to the podcast,
Greenridge,
Greenridge, Kilkenny.
Address them to my mother.
Mikey Rice, Betsy Rice.
She deserves it. The woman's a saint, and she puts up with an absolute hellish environment there, as we all did. And this is a man who has ascended, who was born in the dark, molded by it. Was that a good bane? No.
You were molded in the dark.
I was, yeah, because it was well. That's what I'm saying. Is in the pressure
man,
cooker
adopted the dog.
of the farm. This kind of dreary, absolutely dog shit Dykewater existence. I know we've talked about Dykewater before. It's not lesbian H2O. It's water at the end of a dike, which is a fucking thing at the side of a field. Let's not get into it. But I was molded by this absolute utter misery, and then you've got this kind of a sorry kind of a situation that's presented itself, going from town to town, trying to laugh at me. It's a disgrace, and I'm pathetic. But I'm not to be blamed, because that's what I come from.
Are you one of these people that buys into this thing like, oh, comedians, we're all broken, aren't we? We're all broken little damaged
No,
fucks.
because I've met you, and I know you're fucking brimming with confidence, and it makes me sick. And I've said that.
I don't know about brimming with confidence.
You're absolutely brimming with confidence. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's a disgrace. If you were in any walk of life, people are like, what's wrong with him? Can't he see it's a nightmare? Existence is a nightmare, and you're just going along believing everything's going to go well, believing you're going to be a success, and then manifesting it, because the laws of attraction actually does happen to have some truth to it. And it's upsetting for everyone around you. But it's relentless, and you're absolutely inevitable. And even as I'm saying it, I can feel vomit rising up through my throat. But good for you.
Do you think there's a chance I might just be too stupid?
Huh?
I might be too stupid to be getting down.
That would be the most favourable way for me to...
Blissful ignorance.
Huh?
I just walk about like, it'll be grand. No matter how many times I fuck things up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it'll be grand.
But you know what I think it is? And I saw this on... So I was watching, like, Adam Sandler won the Mark Twain Prize, right? For, like, humour.
I've been meaning to watch that.
Yeah.
The ceremony.
And I love Sandler.
Brilliant.
I just think he's the fucking man. Yes, he's had some bad movies, and by some a lot, but he's...
I can't hugely think of a bad Adam Sandler movie.
Well, like, you know, in like the ones like fucking like Blended, and
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so you haven't seen the ones in the 90s. He was just going bam, bam, bam.
Click is bad, but it's good.
Right, that's excellent. You've enlightened everyone with that. You said nothing there. Your man is just saying nothing is bad, but it's good, brilliant. Now we've got an insight into Click.
The worst podcaster ever.
Oh, this Coke is hot, but it's cold.
Ever.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by that nothing statement? I'm the worst podcaster ever. I'm a borderline. I'm like the Michelangelo of this shit. It's unbelievable. Now, listen, I'm painting the fucking Sistine Chapel here every week, and you're in the corner fucking just scribbling crayons. And look at the horse I drew, and it looks like a fucking cup. Now, listen.
Have you ever seen the Twitter interaction where Graham Linehan, somebody says to him, define a woman in a way that excludes everything that isn't the woman? Or no, define a chair in a way that excludes everything that isn't the chair. And he goes, 4 legs, a back, normally sat on by people. And someone sends him a picture of a horse and goes, chair.
Oh, fuck. He says other stuff on Twitter too, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Graham?
he says a lot of stuff on Twitter. Does Glinner.
Jesus Christ. Talk about someone coming, like, someone, you know, who was like an untouchable great. Father Ted, Black Books, the IT crowd. I'm not the biggest fan of the IT crowd, but...
it's good, but it's like... And he'd done this thing where his body of work was so good that you forgot how insane looking he is.
Yeah.
He's one of the maddest looking cunts ever. Like, his face is wrong.
I think he looks like a big badger. He looks like an old badger that's climbed out of a hedge. And you're like, are you a badger? He's like, yeah, I'm a badger that wrote Father Ted. And you're like,
fucking
clever badger.
Transphobic badger.
Big transphobic badger, yeah. Him and J.K. Rowling, the both of them just decided,
His pronouns
this
are-
has been going too well. How can we turn these careers into the fucking bin?
His pronouns are badger.
I like that.
Yeah, it was J.K. Rowling and Graham Lennon just sitting on a pile of brilliant art and money. And just went, yeah, but as Graham Lennon's kind of like lost the run of himself entirely, it's like the fog has lifted on how fucking insane looking his face is. Like before you were like, that's Graham Lennon, he's amazing.
Yeah.
And then now you're like, whoa, why are his eyes like that?
Well, lad, but this is the thing. Like, if you look at someone's face, right? Like, look at the fucking head. Whatever they do is going to color what you think of them.
100%.
So if you look at like Steve Buscemi's head, you're going to be like, that's a fucking mad head, crazy looking head. But what an interesting, characterful face, because he's a good actor.
Yeah, and he helped out at 9/11.
That's right. But if Adolf Hitler, look at his head, if he'd been a character actor, you'd be like, great face for camera. But now we know that he was a bit of a rotten egg.
Yeah.
You say, oh, what
a strange mustache.
Yeah, what a strange mustache. Chaplin had it. Claps, great. Best movie star in the world. As soon as Hitler has it, oh, actually, that mustache is weird. Get real.
Maybe your actions define how people perceive you.
That's what I'm saying, and is that revolutionary? I thought I was onto a good point there, and you've shone light on the fact that was absolute fucking obvious nonsense. Now, let me get back to Adam Sandler and this how I think it... Would you just say...
Adam Sandler's another one who has a mad head.
He's an absolutely mad head. And by
very strange, like very like, but he's so brilliant. You're like, it's Adam fucking Sandler.
So he's the most violently likable man.
Oh, it's incredible.
Like if you would let me, I'd love to just like curl up. I'd love to do this beside Adam Sandler for an hour. I'd give all my life savings just to snuggle in beside him and just feel the charisma and feel the kindness.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's okay. Oh. It's okay, Mikey boy. You know, I'd be clawing at me and then I'd go to, and he's like, no. And I'd be like, all right, sorry. That was
you make me the white.
Yeah. I mean, the Chris Farley song in Sandler's special. If you haven't seen Adam Sandler's stand-up special,
get
Netflix,
on it.
It's the greatest special of the last 10 years, in my opinion.
It's so silly. It's so funny. It's so him. It's brilliantly shot.
It's heartfelt.
So good. It was an album on Spotify, but then Spotify had that big argument with whatever record company was making all the comedians' albums, and loads of them have been taken down recently.
Right.
Which is a shame, because I used to listen to them a lot. But Sandler's, I just love the opening. It was a perfect day. You had the sweetest smile. You were my only way. And then this fucking...
and then he continues being a Jew for the whole special.
The whole special. It's remarkable.
He doesn't convert at any point.
That's the theme.
Which I thought that's great dedication.
Yeah.
But he does a song about his friend Chris Farley, who died in the mid-90s. You don't know, Farley, hugely overweight, comic genius, mad into cocaine, loved a good sweat, really physical comedy, hilarious.
Yeah.
And he didn't, and this is a thing, right? So, Farley, funniest guy in the room. Everyone who said it was on SNL, he was the number one guy. Like, would just crush. Amazing. And he'd do anything for a laugh. Never believed he was funny. That's what killed him, you know. He's always like, people are just laughing at me because I'm fat. People are just laughing at me because I was fucking falling over. Because when he was growing up, his dad was really overweight as well. And he would see people like laughing at his dad as they were walking down the street because of how big he was. And it like, affected him so deeply. So he needed people's love, but he never believed it.
Wow.
And hence like the drugs and the...
He could have lost the weight.
Huh?
He could have lost the weight.
You're a nasty character.
If if you've got a hypothesis, there is a method of testing it.
You're a nasty piece of
People
work.
just laugh at me because I'm fat. I guess we'll never know.
I'm trying to actually appeal to a human being inside you, and it's very tough. It's like it's needle in a haystack trying to find their humanity. It's like, I think once or twice I've sensed empathy, but I feel it was a red herring and a misleading clue because it's not there. A
red herring and a misleading cue?
Fuck off. Yes, I know I said something that means the same thing because I didn't think you understood red herring, to be honest. All right? So I tried to spoon feed you because you're a fucking illiterate. You're a Philistine. You don't take in anything.
Do you know what the idiom for red herring is in Norwegian? Or maybe Swedish? I can't say it in the language, but it translates directly as, there is an owl in the swamp.
That's what it means.
Yeah, that's their version of a red herring. Instead of saying, "Oh, that was a red herring," you'd be like, "There was an owl in the swamp."
There's something wrong with the Scandinavians. Like, there's just a fucking they're culturally autistic.
It's the Finnish particularly.
Wow.
Have you ever seen a Finnish Formula One driver?
Yeah.
Kimi Räikkönen. It was a great race. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The worst interviewee ever. It's so funny. Like, interviewers just don't, somehow, even though they've interviewed him for like years and years and years, somehow they still get stumped by his answers and go, "Fuck, I was hoping for more on that one."
Right. Räikkönen. Like, if I was there and I was interviewed, I'd just be like, someone tickle him. Tickle him. Do you know what I mean?
You can't tickle the
Can we get a
Scandies.
tickler?
Scandies are untickleable.
Yeah, and the Viking blood would come out and the tickler's head would be on a spike within fucking 5 minutes. Yeah. But so the Finnish, so they're like famously, like last 5 years, they rate as the happiest country in the world. Then there's also the thing about they have the highest suicide rate, so it's like, ha ha ha, the sad people kill themselves, whatever. The joke's been made a million times. But I think they're just, most of them are genuinely, they're too autistic to be sad. And they're like you.
You think I'm Finnish?
Huh?
You think I might be Finnish?
I think you're finished.
Oh, you stupid cunt. Take it to pound. Go on.
Have you ever seen Don Rickles?
Yeah, I love that one where he does it. It's not the inauguration, but it's like a presidential thing where he just
Ronald Reagan.
absolutely, rinses everybody.
He's the absolute man. He would go on talk shows. If you want to see something good, Don Rickles on the Tonight Show. And it's just all cadence and delivery and attitude. And it's so fucking funny. And half the things he says doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
He'd just be like, Johnny, he's like, I was talking to your wife the other day and she just said, more money. It doesn't even make and everyone's just, it's just funny.
And it's just rapid as well. He just guns it straight away.
He also does things like this, like with what I said there, like he will just go, he's like, Johnny, you gave me my start in this business. I'd be nowhere without you. You've been the biggest man in show business for 20 years. As a friend, you're finished. You know?
Yeah. I love that. Those are the best roasts to me.
Yeah.
Where you say something really, really complimentary and then just absolutely fucking
I love it.
Swift it at the end.
And there's another fella, Rodney Dangerfield. Have you come across him?
Yeah. I get no respect.
No respect.
Take my wife, please.
Yeah. So he was like always sweating like this, moving the tie. Didn't make it till his mid-50s, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's that Jewish fucking timing. It's unbelievable. Like, he just had these jokes. He's like, I asked my wife, I said, is there someone else? She said, there's gotta be. You know? I asked my doctor. My doctor said, he said, you're crazy. I said, I want a second opinion. He said, you're ugly too.
It's just great stuff.
It's unbelievable.
It's just great.
It's so sick. Why can't anyone else say that now? All of us are like, I'm anxious. Shut up. I suffer from anxiety. I'm talking about myself, you know.
Make a fucking joke, you fucking fruitcake.
You fucking lame donkey.
So is that what you're hoping for, making it in your mid-50s? You're on track.
I'm not answering to that. I'm not answering that. You know well I'll have killed myself long before then. Please God, if one of the attempts takes.
You're going to join the 37 club.
Yeah.
It's just you.
Just me. And right as I'm about to die, I'm like Winehouse Cobain. No, that was the 27 club. Oh, fuck.
And then the chair slips out from under you.
Oh, no, I'm not even in the club. Oh, shit. There's me. I go up to heaven and like Jim Morrison and they're all in like over there. And I'm like, hey, I know I was 37, but is there any chance I could? They're like,
but there is a 30s there behind like a velvet rope. They've got their own table. It's different tables at like the nightclub that is heaven. And they've got their little velvet rope, and you've got your own little booth and a velvet rope. It's just you and a woman who like died in a roller coaster accident.
Well, like,
and you're like,
the 37 club is all like just divorcees, like just absolute divorce
because the
fathers.
27 club is like, oh God, they could have been amazing. It's Buddy Holly, it's Amy Winehouse, this, that, and the other.
Cobain, Jim Morrison.
It's like, it's such a shame we never got to see what they're
like. Just it's an orgy.
Such a shame we never got to see what they could have become. And then like the camera pans to the 37 club, and it's like, yeah, they probably wouldn't have
Yeah.
They had their chance.
Yeah. It was pretty...
They would have made it by now.
The word potential had stopped being said a while ago at 37. And it'd be an orgy over a year with the 27 club. Then the 37 club, it's just all them like playing a game of like fucking 25s, like cards. And they just all have little like bowls of custard and apple tart. And they're like, come in here. You're like, oh, God. Come on, we got a seat for you here, Mikey. We got a little custard. It's gone cold, but it's still tasty. I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Custard's a metaphor for all your careers.
Yeah.
What the fuck were you talking about?
Lad, Sandler. So this is what he said. That is Mark Twain prize speech. So he was talking about his parents, right? And he was just saying when he was growing up, his parents just made him believe that he was the best at everything he did. Like, they're just, you're the funniest, you're the smartest, you have the most talent. His brother used to tell him, you're funnier than Eddie Murphy. Like, you're going to be, like, and he just got instilled with this insane self-belief. So when he went into SNL, he just believed, for one thing, I should absolutely be here. Yeah. Number two, I'm hilarious. Yeah. And that just gives you the basis to fucking go on and achieve great shit.
It's hard to like almost tap into that when you need it, but tap out of it when it's bad.
Right.
Because it's bad to have that much like confidence and arrogance. It can stop you from working. And obviously Adam Sandler still kept working very hard to get there and achieve those things and make all the great stuff that he made. But it's hard to like, tap in and out. Like, I'm about to go on this tour and I'm like, I feel like I have to tap into some of that arrogance to do the tour shows.
Have you? And I'm being sincere on this. Has there been a time I've missed it that you've tapped out of it? I'm not even joking with this. Are you? Is this? Are you?
For sure.
Right.
So it's an interesting experience because I've got the new show, which I'm obviously very excited about for doing it at the Fringe next year.
Yeah.
Tickets are on sale now at $6.25 at Monkey Barrel on monkeybarrelcomedy.com. Have you got yours on sale?
Yes. The Beehive, 10:15, Scottish Comedy Festival. Yeah. So come to that show.
Get involved, buy tickets for the tour, all that shit.
Yes, please.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
April 17th as well in a Top Secret, and May 2nd at Angel Comedy. I'll be doing a work in progress those times in London.
Yeah, I've got my tour shows. The London shows are now sold out, baby. But there's still tickets for like Darwin.
Hopefully he's able to tap into the arrogance at some point.
Darwin, Cambridge, Southampton, Galway, Limerick, Sheffield. Yeah. All those places.
Yeah.
Get involved. But seriously, the because I feel like slightly detached from the tour show just now, I've had to make a rule for myself where, as of last week when I did the last preview of the new show before the tour started, I have to only do stuff from the tour show. Anytime I'm doing a set or comparing or anything like that, I gotta just get back into.
Yeah,
it's almost like a belief in the show rather than in me. It's just like knowing that it's good enough, even though I feel like it's
in the past.
Yeah, somewhat. I need to bring it back to the.
It's reheated leftovers. That's what your show is right now.
Well, no,
it's good. You should just be feeding it to the dog.
Please don't request a refund. No, please don't.
See that little mangy hungry dog over there? Give it to him, and even he'd be like, It got nominated for
an award.
Huh?
It got nominated for an award. It's good. Yeah. Please do come to the
smelliest bag of dog shit.
Can you please stop discouraging them from coming to the? Please do come to the show.
But anyway, you're trying to.
But you know what I mean? Like right before you go on stage, on some level, you have to be like, I have something worth fucking saying here.
Yeah. What I like to do is just go. Oh, I hope they don't find out. I hope they can't sense it. I hope they can't physically sense that, the misery, That's what I say to myself.
Yeah, do you ever get a little demon on your shoulder, like in the middle of the set, a little voice in your head that goes, you're fucking shit.
Absolutely.
You're bombing. And then even when it goes well, it's like, this is fucking hack.
Yeah.
You're pandering to them. They don't know. They're fucking idiots.
Well, you should have seen me last night. I was in Oxford, Lee, and I was closing the show. Just like me, and
it's a tough life for Mikey Rice.
But anyway, but jeez, I was just slinging this shit. I was like, here's more shit for you. I was shaking my ass because I was wrecked, tired. So I was so exhausted. I'd been in Liverpool the night before, then I was back to London and I was opening a show at the Comedy Store, and then I had to get a bus to fucking Oxford, and I've been on the road. I've been in Switzerland during the week. I recorded my special
In Dublin.
on this day last week. And it's just been non-stop go, and I just had no energy, and I was like, I just have to push myself into being an absolute fucking mad,
Sometimes that makes you better. Sometimes that makes you better.
Going on, I was touching. You know, I touch.
Yeah,
people.
you love touching people at shows.
I love to touch someone, and there has been, apparently, it's in the wind has been that there is going to be some action taken. But
That's what the wind told me.
that's what the wind's been. That's what the wind's been singing to me. But so
He's a pedo.
yeah, there was no way for me to know it was a child, other than how it looked and acted. But anyway,
Go on.
So I had to push myself into just being a bananas man and just being like, you stupid fucking cunt. And everyone's like, you know, they can't believe I'm saying it. What about you? You're a woman. And they can't believe. And hey, dude, that's not a white person. That's not a white person. Everyone's like, they can't believe it. And they're like, is he doing Vittorio's act? I'm like, no. It's me. You over there, you're not young, you're old, I'd say. The people can't believe it. The observations, the man's a genius. But I did the week before, so I recorded the special the week before, and in Dublin, and it was real heart to darkness stuff because I had been sick all week.
Yeah, I was saying this was your Michael Jordan the flu game.
That's right. So I've been sick all week. I remember the day before, like the special that I was shooting, and even calling it a special, I feel like a lame-o calling it a special.
I don't get that. I know people who like get like annoyed by people calling their shows specials if they're like going on YouTube or whatever. But it is. What is it other than that?
But it is, if you listen to the material, it is such entrenched fucking rottery.
It is. It's special.
If I threw Olympics in the title,
I'm releasing my
sense.
special needs on YouTube.
Yeah. My special needs taping. I'm taping my special needs live.
Yeah,
if you
a
want
Netflix
to see,
comedy special needs.
If you want to see how dysfunctional I am mentally live, come see.
That is the fucking yours
Just
isn't
me.
the YouTube special. It's the
me
YouTube
making
special
paintings
needs.
and showing up to the crowd. This is my house, and it's just a picture of a nun. I live inside her. I don't know what any of this means, but so I remember the day before. Do you get superstitious? Do you have a superstition in you?
Yeah, I touch my toes before I go on stage.
Right? Do you actually?
Yeah.
Are you flexible?
Well, this is how I maintain hamstring flexibility.
Right.
I touch my toes
I was gonna
every
say you
day
should be
before I go on
because
stage.
you have no spine. He's spineless. That's why he'd be flexible. That was the joke I made. And some people think I'm overrated. So I just want you to sit with that one. How did that taste in your ear?
Are you not flexible?
Huh?
Because you're stiff
Go on.
and filled with regrets.
That wasn't even a joke. That was just you saying things about my personality. That was
Wait,
just,
is that not what a joke is?
Huh?
Is that not what a joke is?
No, you're mad. That was cruel. What I said was witty and clever. And what
You're
you
sad
said,
and you might be spreading yourself too thin.
I am spreading myself. I am spreading myself too thin. Do you want to see my asshole? This is good content. Thank God. Thank God you've tuned in. Imagine what your day would have been like if you didn't.
So what were your
listen to this.
superstitions before the special needs?
Well, so the day before I went to Starbucks, and I goes in, and Dublin is an absolute fucking just like a paper bag filled with like rat, dog, and cat shit put together. It's just a city. It's a disgrace. The cost of everything there is just like how they can justify it, and it's the like. Don't get me wrong. I like Ireland, Irish people, and everything, but Dublin as a city is.
It's not worth how expensive it is. Because when you get
Absolutely
ripped
not.
off in London, you're like, there's stuff to do. There's cool shit
Right.
going on. It's exciting
Yeah.
on some level. But Dublin, it's like, it's how much for what?
Yeah.
There's a man pissing on a dog over there.
Yeah.
Well, how can it be that much?
And there's another one literally fingering me, like right behind me, like, oh. Is there a tenner up there? Is there a tenner up there? He thinks my asshole's an ATM. That's what's happening. At least in Scandinavia, they had the decency to put all the homeless people in the lake. They make a bone soup out of the lake. Everyone's dead.
Did they make a bone soup in a lake?
They fucking... Are you joking me? I was just in...
That's communism. Everybody who dies gets made into fucking... Just human ramen.
The lakes is just one big fucking like...
Pho. Just a big pho.
It's just a big fucking pho. You know? That's it. You're like, oh, there's a red pepper. It's just a ginger man that had been homeless. He's not a red pepper. So
he was never a red pepper.
He was never a red pepper.
You shouldn't call him that.
So I was just in Switzerland, in Zug, like in Switzerland, and like Switzerland's
not a real place.
Another place, just top to bottom, full of fucking secrets, full of whispers. There's just all the streets are clean. Everyone's like, and you're like, well, okay,
something's wrong. It's like hot. It's like hot fuzz.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't been to Switzerland since I was maybe 14.
Yeah,
I went on a basketball trip where we played no basketball and skied the whole time.
Yeah,
it was nice.
That's sick.
I enjoyed it. It was very good.
It's a perfect basketball.
But I found out it's like you can't. It's coming in the UK recently, but you can't get Red Bull if you're under 16 in Switzerland.
Yeah,
they're quite hot on it.
They're just fucking nerds. You can't get Red Bull unless you're over 16. But if you're a Nazi and you'd like to hide your money, please, but only if you're over 16. But only if you're over 16.
No underage Nazis, please.
Yeah. So like everyone's kind of like smiling in Switzerland, like in Zug. There's no homeless people, and then you'll just see like little bits of blood kind of coming out of their ear, and they're like, ah, and you're like, shh. But similarly in Scandinavia, but so those places are expensive, but they've also, you know, like done like whatever, their ethnic cleansing and things. Whereas Dublin, it's just
Dublin needs a good ethnic cleanse.
Yeah, you know what? This feels like this is where the line we're going to have crossed, that it is the end of us. But we have also been... We can't get much more abused than we were this week anyway.
Yes, we'll come to that in a second. We need to loop around. So you've got Switzerland, you've got... Have you talked about the Adam Sandler thing in the way you wanted to talk about it?
I got that out. It was that his parents told him he was fucking great.
Yeah, okay. And then Chris Farley...
Instill him with confidence. That gave it to him. And I'm assuming that your parents must have told you were the fucking bee's knees, you were the cat's pajamas, you were God's gift, and that's produced this, which I would say is less palatable than how Sandler turned out, but that's my opinion.
He's had a little bit more time. I'll make my golf movie. I'll make a golf movie.
I'm pretty sure he did Billy Madison around your age.
No.
Oh yeah?
No, it was easier then. I've made my equivalent of Billy Madison.
You're a fucking
What
bum,
about
lad.
that one where I asked the guy what he does for a living?
What do you do for a living? I'm working IT. Fucking stupid cunt. He's very clever, Vittorio. He's very clever. What kind of pants are those? Stupid pants. Oh yeah, he's a very good comedian. He's so quick. Where'd you get your haircut? The fucking bin. Yeah, no, he was nominated for the Edinburgh Award, Best Newcomer. He's very clever. Yeah, you English, are you? Stupid. You fucking disgrace. You're a disgrace.
I'm an artist. Thank you.
So this is the superstition, right?
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah, he is critically acclaimed. And
acclaimed by The Guardian to be a homophobe.
Yeah. And when we say critically acclaimed, he's been acclaimed in a very critical manner. So the special
Zug. You were talking about Zug.
Well, Zug was just
like
as a comparison to Dublin, as in the Scandinavians are so expensive. Even though Switzerland isn't in Scandinavia, but it's that kind of like Central Europe.
It's that ilk, yeah.
You know, we're doing well.
So you've got superstitions before you do your special. What were your superstitions?
Well, so I went to a Starbucks, right? And so I goes into Starbucks and I says I'll have a coffee, and they says that's fine, that's what we do here. And I said I was hoping it was, and it's good that does what it says on the tin. So I said coffee. He says four quid. 4 quid for a coffee.
Yeah.
And I just like, and immediately in my head I'm like, I'm stealing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to steal something. Here.
Oh, we can loop back to we were talking in a previous episode about how I'm not a big stealer, but I did some stealing this week.
Yeah.
And we need to discuss that. But go on.
Right.
You were like, right, what did you steal from the Starbucks? Did you steal something?
I think you do steal the trauma of your ancestors, but we can go into that in a minute.
Steal people's time and money for the tour.
That's right. You're a thief of joy. That's just from me personally. But they say comparison is a thief of joy. I like to argue that Vittorio Angelone.
They call me comparison.
Yeah. Oh God, my fly is open. Anyway,
Again?
And it's staying open.
You fucking
Because
pervert.
I want my cock to
This
breathe.
is what happened to Louis C.K.
No, Wim Hof said you need your cock to be able to breathe. So my cock is currently
Your cock's breathed all the way out and it's just holding it.
Yeah. This is getting some oxygen up there because I've got big plans later. I may
Breathe
have
in,
a wank.
breathe out.
So, yeah.
Feel the blood flowing through your veins. Slow it down. Relax to the deepest. If you feel your body temperature changing or your heartbeat adjusting, that's okay. If you feel the urge to breathe before I give the cue, that's okay. If you would like to prolong the breath hold longer, pause the video now and continue when you feel the urge to breathe.
I'm not even joking. I have been like truly concentrating here to like receive what you're saying with my cock and balls. And I believe that like they have received it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like as you were talking there, I put all my energy down there and my cock and balls are just like.
Have you ever tried, and I've only tried it twice. I was going to say once. I've tried it twice.
Yeah.
There's this thing called like hypno porn.
No.
Where you basically have to like put good headphones on, watch the video, but you're not allowed to touch yourself at all. And it tells you when to like tense up and like clench different muscles to try and basically make you come without touching yourself.
You've done this?
I got so close to coming, but I didn't.
What?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What happened? Did it like you were about to?
It was just like I just couldn't. I think there probably is a way if you practice for longer, but it was like close.
Ooh. So you were just sitting there and then you were just like, don't touch it, and then another image and you're like, and you're looking at it like, huh? That must have felt quite like.
Give it a go. Come back next week. Report back.
Do hypno porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like something that healthy thing I need to get into. Yeah, go see him on tour. He suggests a lot of helpful things. Just everyone in the audience, no one touching themselves, big screen.
That's what my show is, an hour of hypno porn, and everybody comes at the end.
Yeah.
Everybody comes to the show. It's mostly sold out. Thanks for coming. Go on.
Why would you say that to me? I was about to. Don't say. Look, that's like it's like a speed bump for my brain. Like you saying that your show's already sold out. No, this is my head now. Just fucking. Oh, what the fuck? Scrambles it. So I went in and then it was like €4 for a coffee, and then I was like, well, I'm stealing something.
Yes.
I'm not going to just pay this and just take that lying down. I ain't no fucking bitch. I'm not a bum. I'm stealing something, right? I'm not going to just be railed by capitalism right up to wazoo and say thank you. I'm stealing. I'm thieving. End of fucking story.
Yeah.
You're not going to get away with that. You're not going to piss in my fucking mouth and have me swallow and be like, please, can I have some more? No. I'm taking.
No, sir. Can I have some less,
I'm
please?
taking a Ballygown bottle of water. It's not. I'm not saying it's the heist of the century, but I am getting.
No, this is how the revolution starts.
That's right. So I take the bottle. So I just get my coffee and I take the bottle of Ballygown and I do a little shuffle around. Oh, what you looking at? What you looking at? Nothing. And then I'm gone.
It's like in. Did you ever play the Zelda games on like the Game Boy?
No, I would have had friends.
Yeah. Well, see, in the Zelda games, they're very fun. There was this little shop you would go into. Yeah. The shop owner was this angry bald fella. Yeah. And if you picked something up off the shelf, the door was here, and the shop counter's over there with the guy manning it, the bald guy. Yeah. And basically, you had to walk around in circles to the point where he like couldn't keep up with how fast you were walking around him, and then you just went straight out the door when he wasn't looking. And that's how you stole from the job. But then when you went back in, he beat the fuck out of
Did
you.
he?
Yeah.
So in your head, you're like, he won't remember me. But then when you go back in,
But I'm a very distinctive face and I'm quite big on Instagram. So he was like, hey.
Vittorio Angelone, you do the bit about the guy who has a job. That's you, isn't it? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen masquerade as comedy. Get the fuck up. I don't even care that you stole. It's what you post online. And actually the hot shit that you serve the public. And fucking, oh, here, it's like a bowl of fruit. Guess what? Dog shit in your face. That's your whole career. It's a hot bit of dog shit. Masquerading as nutritious entertainment. Now,
You are edging closer to me as well, as always.
I know, but I mean, like, listen, I'm stressed. I haven't stopped in about 10 days, and you're fucking, you're pushing me.
Okay.
All right? Yeah? Start
So you had
being a
your-
soothing influence. Stop whining. This is, you know what I mean?
I like to wind.
I know you do, but I'm already wound.
This is
There's going to be a break.
This
There's gonna be a break
podcast
in
is me
points.
just going do 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 do. It's Mike's time to shine.
Yeah. And then Mike just says, the Jews! He made me do it. So I goes, I'm robbing this bottle of water, right?
Yep.
But then I sat down the downstairs at the Starbucks because I wasn't even leaving the Starbucks. I was going to steal and just have it there, just as a real, just like, what you gonna do? What are any of you gonna do? Nothing. Fuck off. Fuck you to capitalism. Fuck you to America. Fuck you to this stupid franchise. The coffee stinks. It does stink.
Bam.
It was £4.
The French, they riot in the streets.
Huh?
Mike steals a water bottle. Go on.
That's yes, I'm Che Guevara. Yes, I'm fucking
It's
the
like-
other one.
It's the modern day salt march.
That's right. What's that?
Gandhi.
Is that Gandhi?
Yeah.
He did a march about salt.
Yeah.
That was bad for the heart.
Yeah.
Was it?
That's what it was. It was
about
like
the
one of
ills
those
salt?
race for that. It was like a tough mudder,
Yeah.
but it was about salt.
Mm.
Boo, salt.
Yeah. Boo fucking salt. Salt isn't good, lad. Except
On everything.
in your own semen. Because it has a high salt content.
Yep.
Have you ever tasted your own? Very quick aside.
I
Very quick
refuse.
aside.
I deny the aside.
You deny the aside. Aside denied.
Yeah.
But that's obviously yes, because if it was no, you'd said no. So you've had a little Vittorio soup, have you?
Have you not had a little
Be jizz,
Vittorio soup?
No, I haven't had Vittorio
He
soup.
already said yes. He already
Whoa!
said yes. Haha, Mike's gay. I came in his
Oh,
mouth.
fuck. Fuck, I'm gay. Oh. God, that was good. You got me. I'm ruined. I've said publicly that I've had Vittorio soup. The most notoriously fucking wicked soup of all.
That's what they mean when they say you've drank the soup.
Yeah. Or the queen soup.
Taking the soup.
No, I remember I did a lady fucking she was a hippie and she kind of have you ever made love to a hippie, by the way?
Probably not. No, I wouldn't say so.
Honestly, I think that yeah.
So I went through the Rolodex of 4 women there.
Yeah. I
I
honestly
was just like, are any? No.
I mean I saw her with flowers once.
I was. No, mixed race is different to hippie, isn't it?
I think it's potato with that. It's all in the same ballpark because this lady she was of Indian descent. She was a fire dancer. What's that about? You don't think that's a reasonable profession? She danced with fire.
Yeah.
She's a fire dancer.
I know she dances with fire. She's
Yeah.
having sex with you, unprotected.
Well, jeez, I tell you one thing.
You'll get burnt,
You'll
and then
get-
your piss will burn
You'll
forever.
get burnt, and what I mean by that is you will contract something down below, and it will sting.
It will burn.
Because, and I mean this with all the kindness to myself, I'm riddled. And even you being this close to me, I can.
It's bad.
Yeah, whatever.
But
I
this
have
is
in
why
the
you
world.
creep across to me. You're like the zombies in The Last of Us trying to infect me with your fungus.
Well, it's like everything wants company. It's like when people do cocaine, nobody's more generous than someone with cocaine because they want the other person to have it as well.
To also be on cocaine.
Just so that it makes them feel less bad. And I would like everyone to have the venereal diseases that I possess. But so this lady, so
It's very generous of you.
she's a hippie lady, and she had all these ideas about things like that trees were
non-binary or something.
Yeah,
or whatever.
that, you know, a flower could sing the French national anthem, and she had a lot of.
Obviously, they can only sing the Dutch one. Go on.
but she was a hippie. So we were having sex there one day, and anyway, I pulled out and I finished on her belly, and she says to me, she says, lick it up. I said, I will not. I said, both my parents are still alive. I will not be doing such a thing, you know? And she said, lick it up.
Oh, no.
And I said, listen now. I said, I think I might be vegan. I don't know if I can, you know. And then she says, no, she said, you don't understand. She said, it's good for you. And this is to everyone. You might not know this. It's good for you. It contains your natural antibodies. It recycles your essence. It's yogic. It's very, very yogic. And I was like yoga? She said, yeah, now quick, get it before it gets cold. And for some reason, that triggered me. And I was like, I better get it while it's good. Vittorio.
You didn't.
I don't want it to get cold.
You didn't.
That would be disgusting.
You didn't.
That would be disgusting.
You didn't.
And I did, yeah. I did. She had sold it to me. She sold it.
No,
she
you
sold
didn't.
it like it was superfood.
How much did you have to drink?
Huh?
Were you drunk?
I was sober as a judge.
No.
I've never been more clear of mind.
No,
I've
that's
never been
awful.
more.
That's one of the worst things I've ever heard in my whole life.
She said it was medicine, my own self-produced medicine.
That's so
it
terrible.
was my essence. Huh?
That's so terrible. I'm so upset by that.
I'll tell you this, I've never felt further from Christ. Christ was a distant stranger once I had my own goop in my mouth.
Oh, fuck.
I had my own children die in my mouth. Your father watches this, and I want him to listen. Carlo Angelone, who's created this monster. I had my own children die in my mouth. I could taste them. There's a little ginger fella in there. There was
the screams.
Yeah. Yeah, screaming. And I know this will have turned a lot of people off, but you know, I want to weed out the weaklings, because this is life and this is what actually fucking happens, right? Sometimes you have sex with a hippie and they convince you to do things that you've always wanted to do anyway.
That's awful.
I know.
I'm very disappointed in you.
Huh?
Was that your superstition before you were special?
And so we're back to Starbucks, and I said, this coffee is missing something.
And then without touching yourself, you just...
Yeah. No, so the thing in Starbucks was with the thing, I sat down with a bottle of water and the coffee, and I was sitting there, and I've this has been my act of rebellion. I've stolen, but then I said, and this is where my superstition comes in, if I drink this bottle of water now, if the special doesn't go well, I know in my own mind that I will single out this as the karmic reason for why it has not gone well, right? Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I have the bottle of water.
And you're in a dilemma.
And I'm in a dilemma because I want to steal from Starbucks. I've never wanted, I have a lust for thievery burning in my anus. There's a burn. Yeah. In my anus.
Have you ever seen that UFC fight where one of the guys is called my anus?
No.
It's really funny.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, Garbrandt is on top of my anus. It's just the whole time he's got my anus from behind. It's really, really funny.
Oh, that's good. But this is about my burning anus. Burning with the lust for thievery robbery,
of water,
and for defiling the establishment of Starbucks. I do hate Starbucks deeply. It's just every time I go in there, it's a fucking shit show. It's a loveless fucking husk of a fucking establishment masquerading as a coffee shop, but really it's just it's the ills of capitalism, it's the ills of the world, and it's the ills of man instilled into one thing. And anyway,
more like Star Fox.
Yep. You have to wait till I decide. That was not consensual. You have to wait till I decide to bump with you, to bump mics. You don't just take a bump. You took a bump. All right? And this is the fucking arrogance you've got because your dad didn't tell you you were worthless. And he should have. Carlo, you should have. I know you listen because he's fucking supportive. What a fucking loser. supporting his son. Get a life. And look at him. He's taking fucking mic bumps off people. That was mine and you took it. All right?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to take something of yours back. Oh, I can't say your name. We'll bleep it out.
Fruitcake.
Fuck.
I hate that you make me edit this fucking podcast.
That's nice. So anyway, I sat there with the water, and anyway, in the end, I just like, right, I can't, for karmic reasons, I can't. But what I can do is let them know I was going to rob it. So
What did you do, Mike?
but tried to just go back up, and I like, and kind of, because it's the water is in front of the plate, in front of the cash register and everything. So I just had my coffee and just kind of walked up, bowed as a pig. I was just, you know what I mean? Just really a case of fuck you to people, and I just had the water and I just fucking put it back in and just like, not today, but I wanted to take it.
What's mad is they probably had to bin that anyway.
Huh?
They probably had to bin that anyway.
Because of how greasy and disease-riddled I am?
Well, you've just taken a bottle of water, walked around the shop, it's been out of sight for 20 minutes, and you've come back up and go, that'll be fine to sell to somebody else. And they'll go, well, I don't fucking think so. Why have you taken it for a walk? They now think you came in that bottle of water.
They wouldn't be wrong. I wanted to let someone else have a taste of some Mickey soup.
Yeah, and get their yogic experience.
I wanted other people to just experience the wonder of yoga. Oh, you're taking yoga classes? Are you're doing stretches, are you? No, I've just been eating a lot of Mike Rice's cum.
Just running around coming on people going, it's yoga! It's yoga!
It's Eastern philosophy. Don't be fucking stop Asian hate and then just throw here's some yoga. And actually that goes to anyone who,
if you don't drink Mike's cum, you are a racist against Asians.
and that's, yeah, and we don't, it's not, I didn't want this to be the truth. I didn't make the world, I didn't make the rules. But yeah,
It's just what it is.
If you don't have a taste of the Chiefs chutney. Oh, my cum is the Chiefs chutney. I'm never saying that again.
You're going to get at least one message from a woman who's using this as a jumping off point to try and suck your dick.
Like, I mean, that would be so ideal. that would be the life. Maybe I'll set up a kind of a glory hole, a stand or something. What have I become?
That's your friend. You didn't say this at the Beehive at whatever time, 10 past.
Beehive
whatever.
at 10:15.
10:15. It's you stand on the other side of the door and you just queue up and suck them off through the door. That's the show. Pay what you want. It's free to get in. It's not free to get out.
Oh God, fucking hell.
It's expensive for artists coming up to the Fringe. So thank you for supporting live comedy. Live comedy, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
Let's go see him on tour. More of that. Anyway,
You go do the shows.
do the shows. Now I'm going to say it because obviously I'm a fucking
Great fella.
I'm not an. I'm filled. I'm rotten from the inside. I'm like a tree. Do you know, like an old tree that you're like, just bits are kind of, bark is falling off it, and there's kind of like it's just crows are on it. None of the nice birds.
Yes, yeah.
It's I'm just a fucking tree riddled with crows.
Yeah.
Just crow shit. That's me.
Yeah.
Well, don't agree that much. What?
No.
Oh. Thank you. So anyway, I do the special. I didn't sleep the night before this. I couldn't because I was so exhausted, and I got so nervous. And I'd been exhausted all week. I was sick, and like even the day before, the Saturday, I was doing 2 shows at the International that night, and I was just like from like 3 p.m. I was just lying on a bed. I splashed out in a hotel.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I need it. But I was like a fucking fly in a fucking spider web. Just, I couldn't move. I was a disgrace. And then that night, I was just about to get to sleep because I kind of like not convinced myself, but I like just didn't think that I had the special the next day.
Yeah.
Because when I think of stuff, like if I really ponder it, I won't be able to sleep. And then just as I was about to nod off, bing, the phone. like someone. And
Why are your notifications on your phone? I'm noisy at night time.
But in my head, I was like, and this is just, and then I was like, don't look at it. But then in my head, I was like, it might be a nude. I swear to God. And I just got up and looked at it and it was like my brother like sending me a link to some song. I was like, yo! This is the opposite of a nude. And then I was up, and then in my head I goes, oh fuck, I was just about to sleep there. What if I don't sleep? I have the special tomorrow. And that was it, done.
Yeah.
Didn't sleep. It was like 5 a.m. and the clocks went fucking forward, so we lost an hour anyway.
Yeah.
I was like 5 a.m. I was just there and I was like, I'm gonna be so fucked tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously I tried wanking myself to sleep. I'm not a fool.
Yeah.
So I tried that.
Any port in a storm?
Huh?
Any port in a storm?
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I did, but anyway, so the next day I just had to I was like, so, and I still sick and tired, and I was like, this is so unideal. But then I just had to just accept, right, this is the reality of my condition, and I'm spending a lot of money on this thing, and you just have to go and do it.
Yeah. I think your stuff works better the more dishevelled you are. You've built this for yourself.
Right. Maybe that is true. I think maybe that is true. It doesn't work if it looks like I'm doing well.
Well, because you're so frantic with how much you travel around, you do all sorts of gigs and you never take any time off. Your comedy has to be...
And also I don't wash and do drugs as well.
Yeah, and your comedy has to be from the perspective of an insane, dishevelled man, because that's the state that you've always had yourself in the whole time from doing comedy. I would have loved to have been there at your first gig when you were, you know, fresh-faced and just a nice boy.
Yeah, I think there was a time when I could feel happiness or joy or different stuff like that, but that feels like a hollow, distant memory. But I did them anyway, the shows, and they went pretty well. They weren't like smasher, like as in that, but like my performance was
Boom, that's all you need.
good. So we'll see how it comes out. The second show, I did feel I was too comfortable because I'd done the first one and now I just didn't feel any nerves. And then I could feel myself almost detaching from myself because I was like too. So I had to try like fucking
Get into the moment.
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
Yeah,
That's just part of it.
Hopefully it'll come out. All right.
I think it'll be great. It's a great room. You told me it was the small room at Whelan's, but it's the middle room at Whelan's.
Yes, downstairs.
Yeah, so the upstairs is the small room, is where I thought you were doing it.
Right.
But you're in that middle room, which is class. It's a brilliant room for comedy.
It's in like Burke's Bar. It's like this.
Yeah, it's like a straight rectangle room, just like bang, they're all there, nice low ceiling.
Nice, that's right.
It's great. Yeah, I thought you meant, the very upstairs where they're all kind of around you and it's like shit.
Yeah, no. So hopefully that comes out good. I feel like I've come. This has been a real whinging one, like a real whinger.
I mean, that's this podcast. You talk for the whole of the public episode, and then I get to go on the Patreon.
Yeah, that's how I like it.
One loop we have to, because remember last week I said that somebody had messaged reminding us to close a loop from like episode 2.
Yeah,
and I couldn't remember what the loop was, but they messaged me today, fortunately.
Right,
and it was. They were wondering what you'd never finished the story about your mum going into a jeweler to get you the necklace.
Right. So this is how the story. I don't know if I didn't get to do it. I remember I got as far as my mother had picked out a chain for me, which was bizarre as it was because, and it's the blingiest. This is the chain. So it's like this real. Absolutely. Fleetwood Sack and
Fleetwood Black rap covers. Oh, someone has to do that.
Yeah,
someone has to. Now here you go again. You want your freedom. That maybe should have been on the Patreon.
Yeah, we might cut it early to the Patreon. But so this chain. So yeah, my mother got it with this jeweler. She had picked it out. And then I don't know what came over, but she's just like apparently into this old Catholic woman's into blingy jewelry now. And she's like, it has a lovely weight to it, Mike. And then we were in the jewelers and she was making the jeweler say I was hot. She's like, isn't he very handsome? And the jeweler was like this old
Irish fella?
Yeah.
Who couldn't possibly say a man was attractive or aesthetically pleasing
he
in
was
any way.
kinda like, and she's like, isn't he? Like she's for, isn't he handsome? And they saying, and then he's you know, but he's
like Ollivander in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
He's like, the chain chooses the boy.
yeah, exactly. yeah. So she does that, and then she puts the chain on me in like real time, and I've explained it was very like Rose getting the chain put on her in Titanic when Cal put it on her.
Haven't seen it.
I know you haven't seen it. So
Find a reference that I've seen. Frodo, somebody putting the ring on Frodo.
Do you know in Dora the Explorer when Dora's Asian? Is she Asian in that?
No, Mexican.
Is she Mexican? Fuck.
Sorry, I can't say Mexican. I'm allergic to it.
So anyway, so that was it. She put the chain on me, and then I remember I put the chain in because I was like, "It's wild to wear," and she's like,
You
"Put
gotta-
the chain out."
No, it's got to be in. Chain
Yeah.
out of your t-shirt. If you
It
watch
is.
this podcast and you wear your chain out of your t-shirt, stop forever. Have some self-respect.
No, fucking believe in yourself. Put it out, son. Put it out, because you're fucking.
He just
You're
dabbed
sick.
for the audio
That's right.
consumers of the podcast.
Yeah. So that was it. I mean, that is the end of the story. That I got the chain to put it on, and now my mother will if I'm home
And not wearing
and
it.
I'm not wearing it out, she'll start. I'd never take it off. And in my head, I never take my mother off. You know what I mean? She's on me all the time.
I can feel that.
Can you?
Yeah, in everything about you.
Like that, my mother's always here.
Yeah, it's like, you know that filter on Instagram where Shrek's just on your back.
Yeah. I have Betsy there behind me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I give her, this is me rustling around. Oh yeah. She's like, who's this little Northern Ireland thug? Well, that's Vittorio. He's just his parents.
I'm anything but a thug.
His father told him he loved him, and it's not worked out well. It's okay. Doesn't have any shame. Truly a shameless individual. His tour's selling well, but they'll catch on to him after the first round.
I will get found out.
And so that
My
was it.
agent was like, next tour we should go bigger, and I was like, oh, smaller. Smaller.
Just keep going to
This is where I
smaller
get
and
found
smaller.
out. It's just gonna be loads of them are gonna come and go, oh
Yeah.
no, I'm not coming back to this freak.
This is the whittling down tour. This is where Vittorio whittles down his audience
It's a distillation process.
into his core of.
Which is actually a thing that Alfie
7
Brown
months.
said at the end of one of his specials. He said he wants to distill his audience down. He's like, next time I come to Glasgow, I'd love to come perform to a smaller but better audience. Speaking of Alfie Brown, we will discuss his recent cancellation on the Patreon podcast.
So we'll discuss that. We're going to discuss the abuse that we got for our Peterson
So
videos.
many people call us
We've been
retards.
called retards. I would say upwards of 40 times online this week that were pair of retards.
I lost count of the number of
Yeah.
times we got killed retards,
Retards,
which
thick
isn't
cunts, just they don't have a brain cell between them.
betas.
Yeah.
We got
Where's
called,
your blue hair?
We got called cock lovers
Yeah.
today.
And that's right. And I just want you
Just because we very mildly slagged off Jordan Peterson.
right, yeah.
How dare you say he's racist? What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. But we're going to talk about that in the Patreon, so we'll chat to you there.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, lads.
Patreon.com/parenting.
Parenting.
See you there.
All right, bye-bye.